Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle. If you're new here, hi, thanks for stopping by. Today's video is going to be trying newer products, and I'm excited because I haven't sat down to film a video in like a month and a half or over a month. It's been something crazy. So I have some newer stuff. I've got the new Huda Beauty palette. I have the new Charlotte Tilbury foundation, a couple of other mismatched odds and ends. So if you guys are interested to see what I think about these products and how they perform, keep on watching. So I will preface this by saying that I have actually already tried this Airbrush Flawless Foundation from Charlotte Tilbury. I've worn it to work, and I think I wore it at home once. So I've tried it twice. And the only issue I've had with it so far is that it doesn't wear as long as I would like for it to. Now, I do have really oily skin, so, that usually plays a large factor into makeup wear time. So if you don't have oily skin, or if you have combo skin, this might last a lot longer for you. But I would say the wear time that I've gotten from it, probably about 4 or 5 hours before it really starts to break down on my face. And I'm going to try to get it to work a little bit better for me, like in the future, using different setting powders, maybe using different setting sprays. I'm not done with this baby yet, and we're going to use it today. Now, for primer, I'm going to use the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. So what I'm going to do is I grabbed, just show you, a very tiny amount on the tip of my finger here. I'm just going to start pressing this in the areas where I have the most, problems with my pores and lines. And then I'm going to kind of smooth it out a little bit. Yeah, and I'm having like a really bad skin day. I don't know what this mess is here, but we're going to see how well this Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Filter Foundation covers all that. So on this bottle, it says it stays all day and night. I beg to disagree with that one. Maybe for dry skin it does, but not for this oily girl. Now, my birthday is in 2 weeks, and I'm excited because it's my birthday, and I mean, it's my birthday. But I'm also a little sad because I'm going to be 36, and I'm going to be 36. And my youngest child just turned 16 yesterday. So yeah, I'm feeling quite old at the moment. Okay, so this next product, I'm not really sure if I'm supposed to put this on before or after foundation. You could probably do either or, but this was one of my birthday gifts. We have a Chanel package here, the first and probably the last Chanel package I'll ever buy. And I've already ripped into it, so, that's why it looks kind of trashy up top, but inside we have a little cute bag. It had a couple samples in here too, but I took those out. It's got a bunch of little paper wrapping. It felt like my birthday when I got it. It was very special. And inside the little bag is the Soleil Tan De Chanel. It's a very, very well-known product from Chanel. And it's something that I've wanted since like early last year. But to be honest, I'm a little scared because the tone is a bit orange. It's a bit pumpkin pie, right? So we'll see. It has a very upscale luxury smell to it. It smells bougie. So we're getting bougie today. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of bronzing on the cheek area and on the forehead and maybe some around my jawline. And then we'll put the Charlotte Tilbury over top. And if it's not enough, if I feel like it's not going to mess up the foundation, maybe I'll go back over the foundation with this bronzer. I gotta get the headband on. I have a Luxie small contour brush. I think we got this in like a BoxyCharm, or maybe I got it in an Ipsy bag. I don't know. But it is a small contour brush, and I figure if nothing else, I can maybe buff that in the skin a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna open up this little Chanel bronzer here. Oh! How am I gonna throw my Chanel bronzer on the floor? What is wrong with me? I'm gonna go ahead and we're going to dip her in there. We're going to go a little hard. Maybe. I'm just going to try to do one of them numbers. Oh, it's orange. Why is it pumpkin pie orange? Is that normal? Cannot wait to cover that stuff up. That's driving me nuts. And if I'm looking down here, I'm really sorry, guys. I've got my mirror off to the side. That way my light's not blocked up. So it might look a little like funny with me looking off the side here. I do like this for like blending on the forehead. I don't know about the cheek area though. I like how creamy it is. It's very creamy and it blends really nicely. I'm just hoping it's the right tone. We're going to go ahead and place this there to start, and I'm going to blend that out, and then we'll go from there. You can still see the bronzer a little bit. Barely. Now this Charlotte Tilbury foundation is a matte foundation. So if you're not into matte foundations, you're probably not going to like this one very much. There's absolutely nothing dewy about this foundation. Okay, I'm just going to blend that out a little bit. Okay, so that's what we have so far. I don't dislike the coverage. I don't dislike the way that bronzer looks. You can still see a little bit of this mess peeking through over here on my cheek, but it's really not too awful. It's really not that bad. It looks a lot better than it did. Okay, so one of my main grievances or gripes with this foundation, if you are in your late 20s or your early 30s or above, then you're going to notice that this foundation does settle into your lines. Any matte foundation has the tendency to make you look a little bit older because it's very drying, so it just has that effect on more mature skin, and I find that to be true with this one as well, which is a little contradictory since it's called an airbrush flawless foundation. Now the rest of my face, not too bad, but like right here around my mouth, you can see like this smile line is always horrendous. I guess I smile too much. The forehead area, not too terribly awful yet. So, that's kind of where we're at right now. We'll check and see what that looks like later, but I am going to finish the rest of my face. So I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This is not a new concealer to me. I've had it for quite a while. I like it for brightening, and it does really help me highlight a little bit. So that's what I'm putting underneath the eyes. And we're just going to blend that out and see what we're left with here. I do have a lot of purple underneath my eyes. It's what happens when you're a single parent and you're going to school and work and juggling, so many things. You don't get to sleep very much. So yeah, you can tell the difference from here where I put the concealer and then over here where I didn't. So we're going to put a little bit right there too to cover up that purple. I'm trying to get away from doing like the big triangle and all that because you really don't need all that. It's kind of unnecessary. Like the amount I just put down is more than enough to cover up that area and to brighten right through here. I'm trying to debate on whether or not I want to put any more of that Chanel over top of this foundation. Is that going to be a mistake? Possibly. I'm just trying to be very light-handed about it. I'm just going to tap, very, very lightly over top my cheekbones here. Because I think I am going to go over top with another product. Because I don't want this to come off orange. It doesn't look too bad, I don't think. Watch, I'll be watching this back later when I'm editing and I'll be like, whoa. I am going to set my face and I feel like that's going to take away some of this coverage too with this bronzer, so I don't know. I'm going to just put a little bit back on here. Hopefully it's not too out of control. Okay, so to set this face, I think I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills New Setting Powder. I have mine in the shade Vanilla. I haven't fully formed an opinion about this powder yet. I've used it a couple times before. Still kind of confused on how I feel. I do think it does a really good job smoothing. I just don't know. as far as like longevity, and that's kind of what I'm looking for in a setting powder since I do have oily skin. But I'm also looking for smoothing too, so I don't know. I'm needy when it comes to makeup products because of my skin type. It feels very, very matte. Oh, I forgot to use a product. So for my birthday, I picked up the RCMA like concealer palette or foundation palette. I bought this because I have every intention on starting to do other people's makeup. I know I keep saying that, but I really am going to. I just wanted to get my personal life in check before I added another thing to the mix. And I picked this up because if I don't have the proper shade for somebody, I can, I can use this at least for some skin tones. When I do start getting into doing other people's makeup, I want to buy their second palette like this too because it's for deeper skin tones. This is more from like fair to light to medium. And I bought this mainly because, I can use it too. And I do want to start doing other people's makeup. So did pick this up as well, but I won't be able to use it in this video because I just powdered my face like a ding dong. So I think what I'm going to do is put a little bit of this Bare Minerals Faux Tan bronzer on top. I've really been liking this BH Cosmetics number 2 brush from their Marble Luxe line for my bronzer. Would it not be a video of mine if I didn't overdo the bronzer? Cool. Whatever. Okay, so for my blush, I'm going to dip into the Hourglass. It's really dirty, so no judgment, please. This is a judgment-free zone. I'm going to dip into the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Volume 4. And I'm going to take the shade Strobe Blush in Euphoric Fusion. This is not a new palette to me. I've had it since last year. But it's this shade here on the corner. I don't know. I know I've swatched this shade before, but I don't know if I've actually ever used it. And I really want to get some use out of these palettes because they weren't cheap and they've just been taking up space. So it's no bueno. All right, let's see. I hope this matches the look I've got going. I guess we'll find out. These are more like a sheer type of blush. They're really not that dark, which I don't mind. Look, I have a problem. I like my blush, okay? I was going to use the Laura Mercier, what is this? Their Mineral Illuminating Powder in Candlelight. When I bought this, this came in like a set of minis. It also came with their brightening powder, and I think it came with the regular Laura Mercier setting powder. And I wasn't sure what this was when I first used it, so I put it all over my face. And I went to work, and I had somebody compliment on how good my skin looked, and I was like, I was feeling myself, right? And then when I looked in the mirror, I was like, oh my God, my whole face was just like a big glowing disco ball. So I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be like a highlighter. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is supposed to go all over your face, but it's very glowy. So what I'm going to do is run some of that just on the tip of my cheekbones here. Maybe a little bit up here just to give my skin some luminosity because that Charlotte Tilbury foundation is so matte. I'm just having fun playing with makeup because I haven't really had the chance to sit down and do this lately. And what I love about this is that it's not like overly shiny to the point where you can tell like someone's slapped on, the highlighter. This is more of like a sheen, and it's really beautiful. And I have texture to begin with, and while this doesn't like minimize my texture, it also doesn't overemphasize. So I just think it looks really pretty and glowy, and thought that it would look nice on top of this Hourglass blush. Okay, so the next step in this routine is going to be my eyebrows and my eyeshadow. So for my eyebrows, I don't have any newer products that I want to show you. Or do I? Let's take a look in my little basket of goodies. Okay, so like the only new-ish products that I have for my eyebrows I did buy a Morphe eyebrow pencil like a month and a half ago, maybe even longer, and I don't hate it. It's okay. It doesn't wear as long as I would like it to, but as far as like application and color, it's really not too bad. I got mine in the shade Java. I'm probably going to use the Morphe one today in conjunction, if I need to, with my Precisely My Brow, and then also the Gimme Brow. So let me get the eyebrows on to save this video some time. I'm just going to do that really quickly, and when you see me again, I will have eyebrows on. Okay, so here we are. They're a little bit darker than I was anticipating. I guess that Morphe brow pencil is a little darker than my natural hair color. So anyway, moving forward, now I want to play with the Huda Beauty Nude Medium palette. So pretty. I have swatched it just because those shimmers are pretty gorgeous. I wanted to play with them. So for my eyelids, I'm going to take the Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer just to kind of give a base for my eyeshadow to work on. Now we're going to go ahead and set that area with a powder just to make sure that it's not going to crease on me or move around anywhere. And then we're going to start playing with this palette. I'm so excited. Okay, now that my eyelids are set, I just used that Fenty Beauty setting powder in the shade Butter. I do have a new brush that I wanted to use today. I have the Smith 230 brush. If you've been around on YouTube for any length of time, you've heard people mention this brush. And I am a brush fanatic. I've got all kinds of brushes. I just didn't have any really high quality brushes. I have used this once and I really do like it. So the main colors that I'm probably going to be using is this one, the shimmer shade here, and then this one here. But I might use something on this side to deepen it up a little bit, like in the outer corner. Oh, that one's a duochrome. This shade down here, I couldn't even tell. See how it looks pink on camera? Watch. See how it's brown? I'm easily amused. See if I can get this to shift color. Oh, look, there it is. There's the pink. Stop focusing on my forehead. So when you know you got a big forehead when your camera wants to focus on it. Look. So that's that duochrome. There it starts pink, but it's actually like a brown. So beautiful. Okay, we might have to put that all over the lid because that is something special. I think I'm going to start off with this lighter. It's like a pinky brown shade right here. I'm going to start off by placing that in my crease. Now, after I get done filming this video, I am going to be making a video about my Stitch Fix and my ThreadUp subscription that I just started recently. I just wanted to compare the two services because I did start a new job where I have to wear more like business casual clothes, a little bit more professional type stuff than what I was wearing. And I really didn't have anything to wear. So I basically got the subscription service to kind of broaden my wardrobe a little bit. And I have been very pleasantly surprised with both services so far. So I am going to film a video comparing both of those boxes that I got for this month and just sharing my ideas about it and what I think about the clothes that I've gotten so far because I think it's a really cool service to have. I mean, these are blending. This one shade is blending very nicely. I'm not having any problems with it so far. So are any of you guys watching the Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson series? I really want to know what your all's thoughts are on that. I have quite a few thoughts of my own. I have no problem with either one of those YouTubers. I think that Jeffree is an entrepreneur in the greatest sense of the term, you know, and he definitely knows what he's doing, and I think that he is taking Shane on a wild ride right now, and I think that he's really doing a lot for Shane, you know, in general as a business, and I'm really excited to see what happens in the future with Shane and with Jeffree and their business endeavors. As far as like the actual product, I don't have any plans on picking up the palette or any of the other bits of the collection just because, you know, I don't have any real loyalty to either one of them. I like watching both of them, sure. I'm not going to buy a palette just because I want to support a YouTuber. they both make tons of money as it is. And for people to go out of their way to purchase a palette because it's to support, you know, a YouTuber, to me is kind of silly. I mean, and that's just my opinion. And to each their own. Everyone's got an opinion. Okay, now I'm going to take the shade down here. It's this darker brown, pinky, nude, whatever it is. This time I'm going to take it on my Smith 230 brush. I don't know, I just feel like no matter how much I like Jeffree and no matter how much I like Shane, I like my bank account more. This shade is just mildly deeper than the other one. Like, I know that their palette and their lip collection and their merch, I know it's all going to do really well regardless, because people really gravitate towards Shane, they really gravitate towards Jeffree, and good for them. I mean, they're very smart businessmen, and they've worked hard for what they have, and I'm not knocking it at all. I'm just saying that I won't be buying that stuff. This is definitely more of like a blending brush, not so much a packing brush. I think as consumers, we all need to be a lot smarter about, you know, our purchasing decisions, because these makeup companies, they're coming for blood. They are out to get your money, and they don't care if it's your last $20 in your bank account or if you just bought 10 palettes yesterday. They're going to continue to try to sell you whatever they are pushing. So keep that in mind when you feel loyalty to a brand or loyalty to a YouTuber or loyalty to anything. I really want to get out of that mentality of needing the next best thing always. I've already got so much good quality stuff sitting behind me right here that I don't even use. So that's what I should be doing. I should be focusing my attention on those products, and that's what I plan on doing. After this video, of course. I don't know. What are your all's thoughts? Are you guys kind of tired of the constant influx of makeup in this community? Are you all excited that it's to this point? I mean, I want to know. I want to know where you guys are at. I know where I'm at. Financially, I'm ready for a break. I brought that up a little bit higher, that darker shade, just because I feel like you can't really see the transition shade that well. I am going to blend it out with a clean brush, though. So that's what I'm taking now. I'm just taking a clean Morphe M573 brush. And I'm just going to kind of blend those two together up here in my transition area. I mean, so far, really pretty, really nude, just, you know, nothing intense. I really do like this Morphe brush that they collabed with Jeffree Star. It's the JS6. The shape on the end of this brush is very unique. It's not like anything that I already own. It's shaped almost like a triangle, but it's fluffy. And it's really good for packing on that outer corner and then blending it into your crease. So I really like this brush. I got this brush a couple months ago. I didn't pick up the whole collection. I only grabbed 2 brushes. Okay, I kind of want to take this darker matte brown. It's pretty dark. But it's this one right here on the end. It's the darkest shade in the palette. And I want to deepen up this outer corner just a little bit. So let's do that and see what it looks like. Oh yeah, that's deep. We needed a little more depth out here. I'm going to be covering some of this with a shimmer shade. Y'all know I got to use them shimmer shades. Pretty. Okay, so that's what we have so far. It's not perfect, like, at all. But it's what we got. It's what we're working with, man. So we're just going to roll with it. Okay, I am really intrigued with this duochrome pinky brown shimmer. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is put maybe that lighter pink shimmer on the inner part and then build up that outer corner with this darker shimmer. Let's see what that looks like. I was watching somebody's review of this palette. I honestly cannot remember who it was. They were basically saying that if you had the new nude palette, you didn't need any of these little neutral palettes. I don't think I agree with that because I have the new nude palette and these are different colors. They're different tones than what are in the other palette. Oh, baby. I mean, it's a similar look from the nude palette, but it's not exact. You know what I mean? Like, I really like that. It's awful dark, but I like it. I know it's looking a little sloppy. It's just because I kind of went hard with it. I just really wanted to see what it was capable of. I think I'm going to pop this pretty, like, orangey gold shade or coppery shade on the inner corner just for fun. But I'm kind of debating... I'm debating if I want to drag some of this underneath my eyes. I guess I should. Let's do that really quickly. Okay, so what I did is I took a little bit of this really dark shade here, and I took like a angled liner brush. This one is a Morphe 165, but you can use any angled brush or any flat top like eyeshadow brush, and I just stamped that right along my lower lash line. And then I took like a fluffier brush. I took a Sigma E27. This is their detailed blending brush. Looks like this. And then I dipped back and forth into these two shades right here. Those two matte pinky brown nude shades. And I just smoked out that lower lash line. So now what I'm going to do is put a little bit of mascara on my lashes. And then I want to put some falsies on. So let's do that. Alright guys, so this is the finished look after I threw on a little bit of lipstick and threw on some falsies. I am pretty pleased with the way everything turned out. The products that I used today, I really enjoyed. Like the Charlotte Tilbury foundation, really not a bad foundation. It's got a lot of coverage to it. I mean, you saw the breakouts and stuff I was having on my face when I first started the video. I mean, you can't see any of that jazz right now, right? This has been on for quite some time. And it's still wearing very well. Now again, my only critique at the moment is that it just doesn't last all day for me. So a couple more hours it's going to start breaking down on my face, which it's foundation. I mean, it's going to move with your skin. If you have oily skin, it's not going to stay on all day. That's just how that works. The Chanel bronzer, I like the combination that I have down. And then the Huda Beauty Nude Palette, I really enjoy that. Is it anything revolutionary and out of this world? Maybe not, but if you're somebody that is looking for just an all nude palette and you're looking for quality and blendability and looking for something that's pretty, I mean, I highly recommend those. They are pretty, or at least the medium palette is. I don't know about the light and the deep. For my eyelashes, I use the Ardell Natural wispy lashes. Never tried these before. I actually really like them because they're not overpowering. For the lipstick, I started out with the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Pure Hollywood. You can tell it's a very light nude shade, and it just made my lips look kind of washed out. So I went over top of that with the Makeup Forever Artist Nude Creme in Uncovered. This is one of my favorite liquid lipsticks, so I don't mind the combination. I think it looks okay. It's very glossy, very nude, so it kind of matches the look that I've got going. That's going to wrap up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up before you leave. That really does help my channel out, and it helps push my content out there a little bit more for other people to be able to see it. And if you haven't already subscribed, I hope you consider doing that also before you leave. If you do subscribe, don't forget to hit the notification bell. That's going to let you know every time I upload a video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.